welcome to Critical Tumble, where a bunch of longtime friends and internet nerds transcend geography through the power of Discord to play Dungeons and Dragons, and critically fumble a lot. Thankfully, not so much last session. A few bad rolls, but no critical fails. So, well done, you guys. Previously, the gang was off hunting a purple worm with the help of a tracking device of sorts provided to them by a bunch of natural philosopher types who had tagged Bitey, who is their quarry, and basically they're out there culling him because there's too much purple worm in the area and Bitey's getting old and crotchety. So they tracked him and they found his approximate current habitat and they set up a base camp, and all of a sudden 6 of the 8 of them were abducted by the Archfey Lord of Chaos and Misrule, who used to be one of Nye's patrons, and Nye kind of weaseled out of his contract without so much as a by your leave, and while Her Majesty, the Archfey Lady of Mischief and Whimsy, is entirely happy with the new bargain that she struck. It's like, I'm not throwing good time after bad. Oh, look, she's adorable. Let's keep her. His Majesty is not really given to that kind of thing. There were some trials. Most of them were met. One of them was flipped off. There's going to be some words about that. A couple of people nearly died. One did, but that was kind of expected, and at least there's not going to be quite as much brooding owing to something that we handled off screen. Conversation between Remy and her current patron, which is always fun because Remy speaking with celestials, Nom's characters in general speaking with higher powers is always great. At least Remy doesn't get herself turned into anything.
I've been a rabbit too, and a ferret, though not by divine intervention.
That was your own fucking fault.
Yes.
So yes, they went to sleep after sort of basically adrenaline crash for most of them. Barnabas had himself not so brief encounter with Her Majesty of Mischief and Whimsy. He does not entirely remember details because he is aware that if he recalled details, they would spoil him for anyone of any gender and any species for the rest of his life. But enough to know that he has enough to know that, yeah, wow. Effectively. So, you know, he turns up in one of the available bunks in the morning. Just given his mass, he's probably on one of the bottom bunks, so looking up at the bed underneath and just, okay.
Way less angry. Way.
Yeah, consequently, he is one of the first ones awake. Clarity and Froseth both kind of wake up round about the same time after Barnabas reappears for different reasons. Froseth because of massive passive perception, and Clarity just because she kind of wants to be aware of where everybody is at all times after that. And oh, good, he's back. My patron returned him. He looks less. He looks less like he's going to gore somebody. This is good. Everybody else is still kind of recovery sleeping a little bit. So, if you guys want to, you know, what are you going to do? You've got Darvin, Ava, Hazel, and Probably Remy and Alice crammed into one of the lower bunks. Just boom. The similar sort of cuddle pile to what Clarity and Hazel occasionally do.
Well, that was certainly something. I'm gonna make coffee. Anyone want any?
Definitely, but
Normal
you're
coffee.
whatever. She treats you all right?
You could say that.
Okay.
This is the first time in my life where I know I can't remember everything, and that's a good thing, because
I will take your word for it.
don't ask me for more details. I don't even know them myself, other than just holy.
Yeah, good, because I didn't want to know the details.
I don't know.
Cake fans.
Yeah, given the Clarity and Hazel usually do the cuddle pile thing, Hazel is awake next with the with the various bits of talking more or less directly above her.
Cake pan. I was almost a cake pan. Wow, what a day.
Remy's staying in bed with Alice until someone nudges her sufficiently.
I imagine that most everybody wakes up around about the time when Hazel's being Hazel, because while Barnabas has the concept of an inside voice, Hazel has never entirely mastered it.
I have no volume control. My settings are either 10 or nothing.
So yeah, everybody is basically awake at this point, apart from LSA, who is in desperate need of sleeping in because, Revivify is a thing.
Darwin wakes up like when Hazel's last outburst and goes going, "Ah, shouldn't have said that. Shouldn't have said that. What? Wait, what? Crap."
Remy's awake, but she's not.
You're alive.
And still stupid. Okay.
You're alive.
And still stupid.
One
Okay.
doesn't exclude the other.
Yeah. LSA moves just about enough to sort of stick a bit of pillow over her head because everybody's being loud. She really does not want to be awake at this point.
Ooh.
So probably getting a look from Remy over her head. Just
Darwin sees, probably if he saw that, would get up very, very slowly and quietly and like go out without saying anything, just like, oh.
I'm going to
Yes,
shut
you're
this out
outside
and
the
help this.
yeah, there's your fire and everything set up outside the tent, and that's where Darwin is going. So
Sitting down and being very quiet for once and small and just sort of.
yeah, there is a feeling that spark inside him that is more than him, that is platinum dragon shaped, is very, very disappointed in him. It's the nice parent. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Hence the very quiet and very small. First thought the first coherent thought that went through his mind was, last time I opened my mouth, I was literally half burned to death. I'm gonna shut up for quite some time and actually listen for once in my life. So that's sort of like his whole demeanor at this point.
Yeah, of course he's probably also remembering the think, watch, listen Shut your fucking mouth.
That too. So everyone, yeah, thank you, because actually, out of character, I had thought about that the other day, and I was like, I went through it in my own head, going, "Wait, what was it again?" So you probably see him kind of trying to remember what it was occasionally. Just crap. I know that's not right, but at least I'm trying. Damn it.
So I'm imagining that everybody is heading out, possibly with the exception of Remy, although she was tasked with a warning to certain other divinely bent individuals.
She'll get up, shuffle out, eventually.
Probably when Barnabas is putting coffee together and Hazel is blearily setting up something involving breakfast. Because she has the infinite bread basket and toast is easy.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Figured if I'm the first one up and cake pans haven't been started by anyone else, I'm going to do something for food.
And now we roll the hand of fate. Digging through the supplies that Alice picked up, you realize suddenly that you do actually have pancake fixings.
There are to be cake pans, yes.
And you can do that with the war skillet.
Yeah, which is... There's more shuffling about producing that few experimental swings.
Make me a dex check.
Away from the tent, just to
You
clarify.
didn't say that before I declared the...
Yeah, which means I failed on the timing there, trying to indicate that. That's my error. So, dex save, go.
You manage not to fling it, but you come within about a millimeter of beaning yourself in the head.
Did it? Okay. Right.
It's first thing in the morning, and you're you.
It's like, yeah, this is like, now I'm awake.
Yeah, as Remy is clearly reluctant to be leaving, you do have Flitty kind of scrambling out of the Flitty bag and on the pillow next to Alice's head and going, keep. But clearly doing guard, I'm going to keep an eye on her posture because Remy doesn't understand any of the languages that Flitty speaks. But...
Good morning, Flitty.
And points at himself and then points at the tent door. Peep.
Okay, thank you. Let us know if she needs anything or
And settles down in kind of dragon equivalent of a loaf.
Remy will shuffle her way out.
Watching Hazel mix pancake batter. And Barnabas has coffee ready.
That is a bit more incentive.
So yeah, you are all around your breakfast fire. Well, most of you. All is apparently quiet. There do not seem to be any impending purple worm attacks.
Given that, Remy will sit down next to Darwin, give him a look. Did you have any dreams last night?
No. Well, no, to be fair, if you did, you don't remember them because for everybody else, Her Majesty was ensuring something nice. So you didn't have to nightmare all night. But they're kind of hard to remember in the morning.
No, I Well, I mean, I did, but nothing of any import and nothing I remember. So,
I mean the kind of dreams that you definitely remember.
oh, no.
Because, I talked to Zerial last night, and he mentioned you and
Oh boy.
Bahamut.
Oh dear. That's worried noise. Just
He said that Bahamut usually thinks a challenge should be met and not taken petulantly.
crap.
Remy pats his shoulder.
Duly noted.
Are you doing okay, Remy?
I'm doing better.
You know it's not your fault, right?
I know.
Tiny thing for next time, though. Don't forget you're not the only one who cares and can help.
Yes, I know. Sorry.
In all fairness to
I know it was a stressful situation. It's not.
in all fairness to Remy, part of the reason she was that het up was because she literally didn't know if her Revivify had worked at that point.
Yeah.
Well, Ava doesn't know that. I'm reminding Noms.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's fine. Don't worry. It was chaotic and stressful. So.
Mm-hmm. Goes for the coffee.
I was thinking of waiting for Anase, but perhaps.
We'll
Okay,
let
okay.
Alice sleep. And we'll save her something.
I'm going to gently, quietly situate some toast near both of them and just get the hell out of the way.
Listen, Flitties quietly. The Remy lady doesn't understand me, so can you just say I'm gonna keep an eye on her? It's okay.
And I quote.
Oh no, that was for Hazel when she was leaving toast.
Ah! Oh, you. Oh, I'm sorry. I think you meant for. Oh, never mind. I misunderstood. Sorry, Smeagol.
Well, he didn't give names. It's just I know Smeagol now. It was the very quietly that tipped me off to that. So yeah.
And I'm going to head back out and similarly, gently, quietly go up to Remy and Ava and toast.
Thank you.
Flitty says that keeping an eye on things and do not worry.
Okay, good. That's good.
I'm getting the hell out of the way of that, too. Supply everyone with toast and continue finishing out the large quantity of pancakes.
I glance over it for a sec, see what sort of demeanor he's got.
Well, he's like, he doesn't look visibly shaken or something, but he's normally withdrawn, but just a little more than would be normal.
To be fair, he is a little difficult to read at the best of times, just because most of y'all are used to reading much more humanoid faces, but usually Usually his is more quiet, straight back, meditative in drawn, not slightly huddled. The thinker pose kind of in drawn, and that's probably where he is right now. Mentally as well as physically, yeah. Kind of.
You doing okay, Prasad?
Breath. I'm okay. Disappointed in myself, but I'll be fine.
You do know she's not going to give a damn about whether you remember that or not, do you? She'll love you anyway.
I know she'll love me anyway, and whether she forgives me for not remembering or not is not really the point. I should.
You'll forget things.
Of course, none of you actually know in character what.
Oh, sorry.
What? No, no. Your answer was fine. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I did mention that I should have known something. You don't know the specifics. So.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. They don't know how deep this goes, and most of them don't know you had another name. I think it's only Darvin, Hazel, and Clarity that do. You chose to go by your Dragonborn name when you left the monastery, and the only reason you told them was because Nora gave you that pendant that Torin had. So none of them know the name things.
Yeah, it's... I don't want to go into details, but it's something I should have remembered. Well, yeah.
Butterscotch sort of bumbles away from Ava's shins and tippy taps up to Furseth and headbutts him with the shin. Boink.
Such a good boy.
Laugh, reaches down, scritches.
Happy plushy puppy. Seems to know where the comfort wants to be.
That reminds me. Where's Sapphire?
Probably last time you saw Sapphire on the bed. For Clarity and partially for Hazel, but neither of you are particularly great in the morning. You just vaguely remember Floof.
She naps a lot.
Oh, okay.
She's taking her catness very seriously.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Butterscotch reminded me. I was like, oh, wait a minute, we're there too. Just want to make sure it was okay.
So was Ava going to wait for Alice wakefulness, or was she going to say the thing?
Pondering.
I think my big question is exactly how involved in this is Alice anyway? Her situation was slightly different.
True. Plus, is that way it's probably easier to sort of get it done. So, while we aren't being sent off to God's nowhere or chasing giant purple worms, think there are a few things maybe need to be said about the archway business. Looks at Hazel and Darwin. What were
Still
you
pancake
thinking?
making.
What were you thinking? I think you almost asked to be killed. I know you felt you had to because you didn't want to go with his bull, but that's not the way to go about it. You're so lucky you were able to get out of there. Damn it, you lost family too. Remember that. Looks at Hazel. And you. I get it. You hate that room, you hate that place, you hate elves in general. Understandable. But surely there are better ways than just throwing yourself out the window.
He gave me that option only, and I've got faith in Paylor, and Paylor's
Ava.
gonna bring me back to clarity one way or another.
Ava, you have climbed so many trees. You saw that place. Could she not have at least tried to take the descent in?
Yeah, slowly, not.
Yeah,
Could have climbed.
Climbing and myself have had
It would at least have a
history.
better chance than jumping. I hope you know you too are extremely lucky you got out of that.
Yeah. Paylor willed it. So it happened.
Clarity is just sort of going, not quite.
That's... Sure.
Remy eats very intently.
Just use your head a little bit more next time.
Did my best.
Clarity's still sitting there with meat face.
She's about as agnostic as it comes.
Looks at...
Well, as agnostic as you can be when you've actually met a few. But you're more sort of a Granny Weatherwax agnostic. You know, you've met them. Believing in them is like believing in the postman. So yeah, agnostic meat face.
How many pancakes have I generated by this point?
They do still take time to cook. So probably around 6. You still have batter enough for battalions, so...
I'm just gonna keep working on them until I have made a... First, this pile goes to Clarity, then I start on a Barnabas-worthy pile, and that's gonna take a while.
So you've made Clarity half a dozen pancakes.
Yes.
Big stack of pancakes.
That's a lot of pancake.
I've just gone with them. I'm going like, you know what? I'm going to just fuel everyone for the day because I have no other way of coping with the current yelling fest everyone's up to.
When Hazel's back is turned, I gently take half and give it to Darvin.
At the risk of putting my foot in it yet again, I'm just going to try to leave it at Ava. You're heard. I understand. You are right on a whole lot of levels. I have thoughts on this. but not yet, because I'm losing threads, so I'm sorry. I'll leave it at that.
And Hazel goes back to stress cooking.
Pretty much, yeah.
Is she really just going to generate, like, a half dozen pancakes for everybody except for Barnabas, who probably gets, like, a full dozen? Is that really your plan?
Barnabas gets a full dozen, possibly 14. Remy gets 6. When I turn and look at Dervin to check in while like making the amount for him, I just kind of see that he's got him. Shrug, plunk one in front of him, and the 3 out of the 4 I'd gotten to at that point in front of Ava, and Crowset also gets 3.
By the time that if you've also got a somewhat more basically almost like roasting hot dogs, sausages going as well, so you guys have got the full 9 yards breakfast. So somewhere in the middle of Barnabas's like baker's dozen plus being cooked.
I mean, you've got to replenish a lot of energy here, so.
Yes, speaking of, that's around the point at which Alice kind of hops out of the tent and goes, "Yeah, okay. I guess it's morning." It's
Remy
really
holds out her plate.
that's yours.
I'll get more.
It's fine. I'll wait. There was toast. Flitty is currently sitting on it and eating it.
I push a cup of coffee in her direction.
Thank you.
You alright?
Waking up. No.
That's good.
I think. While some of the rest of you may have got respite from Clarity's patron, I got more celestial dad kind of thing. So not having the sun is kind of weird, but also I'm not 100% sure about this, but I kind of woke up to muffled yelling, and I'm not gonna add to that much. I'm gonna add one word. Evan. It's one thing for us to tell him he lost his effective dad to noble heroism and saving the world. Who gets to tell him that you died because you didn't want to sit a dinner party?
Back to the 1,000-yard stare.
Yeah, okay, I'm done. Yeah, I have my own apologies to make. But I had to play the odds. She could bring me back. I couldn't do the same for her, and I didn't know where Hazel was. I tried not to let her hit me, but I was playing the role of some kind of stitched together flesh golem monstrosity, and they're not, generally speaking, very graceful. And if his majestic ass-hattedness suspected I was letting Remy know, he'd have killed her. A lot of stuff I couldn't do, or else he'd kill Ree, so. At the end of the day, it all worked out this time, and we'll take our lessons away from it, I guess. Yes, the big question is what we do to try to keep this at a minimum or from happening again.
We're supposed to make an offer, but like, what could we offer him that he can't get himself?
There's at least one place I can think of where we might be able to find that out.
So,
Yep, we were going there anyway. Add it to the list. Does that mean we need to move up when we go? Or can we move
After
up when
we
we go?
finish this.
Right.
So yeah,
Wait.
that's
Oh, that's
we
okay.
can't move it up any further. We're literally going the minute we finish the blue scaly debacle.
We can't. We have a percentage of bounty to give to the mining consortium. We have to report to y'all that this is that our role is finished.
That's part of finishing the blue scaly debacle.
You
like the whole debacle, not just the scaly one specifically. I'm talking about the whole situation.
You're gonna need
Sorry.
to use specifics sometimes, Hazel.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, no, I get it now.
Just clarifying, so now that we've got that straightened out, sorry about that. Outside of that, I've got a few ways of maybe asking Paylor. About anything regarding that, as well as also asking for about things relating to the primary reason we're down here, and outside of that, that's all I've got.
Oh, I think it's going to be a while before he summons us again, so we've got time, and I'd rather, if you'll pardon me, I'm differently connected, but I personally would prefer save asking a literal god for information for the saving the world stuff, not... I mean, yeah, I know he's preventing us from saving the world, but how to appease or whatever to him
Remove
could smack a petty, so better that we work that one ourselves, I think, anyway.
Seems sensible enough. I don't know what kind of question I would ask in that regard anyway, so...
It's save that for the main story. He's basically a side chapter.
At least once we finish the worm business and kill the dragon, I can teleport us right back to the city. It'll save a good bit of time.
Well,
we have to go through the mining consortium on the way back, regardless.
Anyway.
The city is attached to the mining depending on which city you're talking about.
Belarus, but I mean after we finish up with the mining consortium.
Wouldn't it be easier because it's only a day trip on the train? Couldn't you teleport us to Egref? Because you've got all the sigils I could find.
Yeah,
there's at least one for Egref in there. I think there's like 2 or 3, to be fair.
That could work.
So if we teleport to Egref, go to the main mining consortium offices, and then just hop the train.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, and then that by doing that,
and that would bring us back to Belarus and
to report to Hjalfartenbras.
Right, but that would also still enable us to go back and talk to the naturalists as well. Because we still have to do that.
We can send a message or something at this point. We're spreading ourselves a bit too thin as it is.
Yeah, I was thinking that as well. I'm just making sure we're covering all that we.
I mean, actually, no. Wait a minute. No, we're thinking about this wrong. We're all a little muddled. After we kill the purple worm, we're not continuing directly on to the blue dragon from there. We're going back to the saloon Because we have to return, and she holds up the tracker thing, this thing.
Right.
Right.
So we talk to them there. We spare ourselves the various bits of journey.
Because we also still have to do the explosive testing while we're down here, and then and then after that we go to Dragon. Yeah.
Yeah. I think most of the testing is on our way to Dragon. But
So we seem to have enough of a hashed out order of operations. Who wants to go
so
purple
far.
worm hunting after breakfast?
We should get moving soon.
We should, but I hate to have to say this, but I don't know. I mean, I'll manage, but can I please remind you that I was kind of less than alive yesterday?
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not sure that quite fit.
And I'll manage if I have to, but I'd really rather not directly after breakfast go a yomping.
Gotcha.
I am really sorry to slow us down.
No, you need to rest.
Everything's fine.
You're not the one that slowed us down.
His ass just used it though.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, I know, but still. Yeah, if
Guy.
I think we all really hate that guy. I think that's one of those.
Wait, what was that? What was that term? Ass justy? Is that what you said? I like that. It's a little clunky. I'm gonna maybe be able to work with that. I like that.
With an axe, if we have anything to say about it.
Yeah, there's a minor problem with that. I mean, I don't really know a whole lot about Archfey, but they're not exactly your average magic user.
Yeah.
If Remy's player wants to pull up certain documentation, Remy did get some information about Archfey and what they might be, or at the very least what their power sets are. I'm just saying.
We're not. It's not like we can just challenge him. We have to be smart about this. And I don't think.
Sense.
Besides, sorry, go ahead.
I don't think he'll ever offer us a fair deal.
Well, that's the thing. He's not offering us anything. We're supposed to offer something to him.
That's what I mean. He's going to ask for something that we can't give.
But he's not asking.
Or rather, I think what Remy's trying to say is when we present the thing we're offering, he's going to say, "This is not enough. Get me thing."
Nothing we can offer is going to be enough.
Nothing that we're willing to do.
Well, I'd personally say we don't know unless we try, but I get where you're coming from. I get that mistrust is a thing right about now. So
I mean, to be fair, when he asked Nye to do a thing, it was a thing that Nye could do. So if he really wants something, it kind of stands to reason it would have to be something that we could get. Otherwise, what's the point of asking us for it?
It's not that we
he
couldn't do it. It's more whether we will do it. One of those things he asked Nye to do woke up.
Was unleash a Dracolich.
And we still don't know what he's going to do with that dagger.
Right.
Because that thing's a sealing object of some nature, which could be applied to whatever he wants at this point, because he has it in his spindly, creepy mitts.
I don't recall he had spindly, creepy mitts.
I refuse to acknowledge him as anything other than creepy.
Okay, but we should lose the spindly. Spindly suggests weakness and the ability to snap things like twigs. And that's probably not the case here.
Fair enough.
The silver rod is probably our best bet to find a way to distract him, or at least temporarily pacify him.
I mean, to be honest, we don't even necessarily need him to back off forever. We just need to him to back off long enough.
Yeah, we need him to not sabotage our
Quest.
Baron Sphere situation.
Besides, I don't want him dead.
Mhm.
The dead don't learn. The dead don't suffer.
Mm.
Sure.
I want him weakened. I want him, at the very least, I want him sealed off in his own little domain.
Stick him in a hole.
Not quite
Hmm.
due to him what was done to Nye, but because I don't think I could wish that on anything, but because that's the other problem. If Clarity's patron has to keep running interference like this, she's not able to devote the kind of time that we would like her to finding her brother.
Mm.
So we need to do something, at the very least, temporary.
Mhm.
Just for long enough. I don't know how long we have until the next one, but
How long was it between the last two of you?
week or so, week or two maybe. A lot happened in between those, and there was travel times, and that always throws things off.
So not super long then.
Not super long, but not super short either. We probably at least have enough time to get Purple Worm and Dragon sorted out.
Mm.
Yep.
The things we have to think about.
Yep. So we settle back, recuperate some more, and Alice, whenever you're feeling solid enough.
And keep an eye out, because we've been a little noisy.
Mm.
And that's one of the things that attracts purple worms.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye around.
Yes. Congratulations, Ava. For once, you were the loud that might be getting us into trouble. Gives her hair
Clarity,
ruffle.
you and me, first watch for this?
Shout!
For you, yes, you did. It's okay. I'm mostly teasing you. But we do have to keep mindful about this kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
I guess we're just lucky that all the rest of the noise that was going on was kept away for a while. I don't know how long that's going to last, but I'll be honest, I hope it doesn't last much longer. I want Her Majesty focused on her end of the bargain.
Yeah.
Although, I hate to say it, Clarity, I gotta wonder what protecting the rest of us has cost.
I'm sorry, Clarity.
No, I mean, that's valuable to me too.
But it's nice to go into it knowingly, and not. It's the difference between wanting to buy something that really, really matters and having to because some asshole broke it. So, I'm allowed to be a bit regretful without self-blame. Looks at Darwin. Because you, sir, would say the exact same thing if your positions were reversed. So learn to accept it with good grace.
Um, lessons are being written in stone, as it were. Let's put it that way.
Cool. Like I say, I think the worst thing we can do to that jackass at this point is take everything that happened, everything that was supposed to lay us low, and learn from it.
Certainly that has happened.
Let it make us better, stronger.
Faster.
Process doesn't need to be any faster.
If he were to get any faster, I would be tempted to see about
She holds
to
up
see what would happen if I.
It holds up
Sorry.
the candies that Hazel got her. Give him one of these. Although, didn't you say monks couldn't have those?
Yeah, he might. I don't want him to explode.
I thought it was more going up walls. And
Or
If-
just
if-
velocity control. I don't remember.
Wait a
There
minute.
were,
Froseth with Clarity's boots. Wow.
Clarity's boots just make you quiet. Hazel's boots.
yeah,
Hazel's
I'm
boots,
the
sorry.
one that goes faster. That's
No, I
kind
was
of what
thinking-
I was going towards.
Wait, I
Because
thought
that the spell imbued with into my boots is the one that accelerates you into a full-on blur, and you go so fast that any kind of running rate you're at just doubles easily.
Yeah, remember that's why we survived Coravel?
out of character. I thought Clarity's were the spider climb type.
I don't need that. I can run up walls anyway.
Oh, my bad.
No,
Monks can just ignore gravity.
Originally, way back when Clarity was given Boots of Elvenkind
That's
by
right. It was Elvenkind.
Mira, yeah,
My bad.
by Mira, and she passed them along to the rest of the group, and they went to Nye. And when when Nye left, they came back, and Clarity got them again.
Yep. Sorry about that.
This is very confused. It's like, have more coffee. You clearly need it.
Okay.
There is one other thing. Zeriel
Okay.
told me that there's a way to awaken our Steel Singer weapons. That's he strongly advised we do that. So we need to
First
figure
thing is, I'm
out
just gonna
how to do
Pull
that.
the axe around. Awaken.
Okay. Do you want to go into some detail on the? I mean, there's got to be more to it than that.
Yeah, an explanation would be really good about that.
Look, it's a solar. It's probably not going to be that precise, and there's usually limits because the Steel Singers are clerics of the Forge. They don't worship a god. They worship the thing the gods use to make the world.
I think he was mostly pointing us in a direction, and we'll have to talk to Jenna sometime soon. But
Yeah, but did he say what awakening means for them?
makes them more powerful in one way or another. It's probably different for each weapon.
Huh.
I'm going to very carefully put the axe back.
Yeah, out of character. Yeah, guys, I effectively gave you vestiges.
Does that include mine?
Things that
I
can
want
be
to rework
refined.
Actually, I'm sure that I gave a list of the names, but to remind as out of character as a beginning, Gleam is a Steel Singer weapon. It's just not a Steel Singer weapon made by your Steel Singer, as it were.
Okay.
Basically, Steel Singer weapons are things that can be refined, awakened, or otherwise turned into vestige equivalents.
They were basically there's there's three types of Steel Singer weapons. There's very good weapons, there's very good magical weapons, and then there's vestige equivalents.
I'm not familiar with Vestige at all, so I have no idea.
It's basically, and I would let Remy explain this, but Remy is not great with words, so I will sum up as something that Remy would probably say. Basically, it's powering up it's a level up for your weapons.
Okay.
So they hit harder, and they'll usually have another special ability, like for example, the first one that comes to mind for me is is Cabal's Ruin, which was actually a cloak rather than a weapon. In its unawakened state, it was a fairly standard magical cloak, which allowed you to effectively shrug off most magical attacks. And if I recall correctly, it was when it was awakened that you actually got to store up that magical ability, that the magical power, the essences of the spells that you were getting hit with,
Or
and
targeted by, like...
and discharge them at an enemy.
Yep.
Yeah,
And-
basically...
I mean, I'm not going into too much in the way of specific details because I don't need them, but that's effectively the thing. It's like currently Gleam can cast light once per day. And it will probably be capable of more when and if it awakens. Is approximately what Remy would say. And I don't know if you've got the rest of Ziriel's list, but to make it easier, the ones he mentioned: Ash, Cloudy's Dagger, the Blade of Four, Versus Sword, Gleam, although it wasn't made by Jenna, I recall it's something like the Wayfarer's Friend, the giant great axe, the Shards of the Winter Protector, I'll say who holds up hers, and Scale Splitter. Obviously, it's the newest of the particularly special weapons. I mean, Darvin's and everybody else's are still good, but I think it's Darvin and Barnabas that just have very good magical weapons from Jenna. But, she's only got so many and she's only got so much time. And the rapier suited Darvin, and he loves it. It's not his
quick
fault.
question,
Mm.
DM.
Mm-hmm.
With Clarity, besides the Ash Dagger, I believe there was also a red crystalline one that snapped off bits into things.
Yes, but that's not one of them.
Got it. Thank you.
If it had been, I would have mentioned that.
Yeah. I was just trying to make sure I understood the differential between a Steel Singer and the just very good ones in my brain.
It's that's the thing. You can't necessarily tell one way or another unless she tells you.
Got it.
Or
Thank you.
some other power tells you.
All praise
mean,
Ziriel.
Well, you know that Jenna made that axe, and it's bounced around to people ever since. And Hazel is only its most recent owner.
Yep. This is so cool. Thank you.
She's got Alice looking into. I mean, I do have to admit, this and Gleam, they're not metal. But I don't know what they are. They're hard like metal, they're sharp like metal, and they don't break. But I don't know what they are. I'm gonna have to ask Jen about that one of these days anyway. So, that's from it, straight up wisdom. Of course, now I'm going to be pondering how. That's a philosophical thing. And possibly, and I don't know if it's an arcane thing or a... And I know obviously we have to ask Jenna anyway, but if there's any way we could start the process beforehand.
Now that you bring it up as a thing, I'm trying to think back through various stories. I don't know if the process itself was actually really mentioned. I mean, there's talk of,
No, there has that. That's the thing. No.
Yeah, there's always
no. Everybody's just talked about the magical weapon. They never talked about the magical weapon getting better.
Exactly. Yeah, so there's no. It's usually already there if you get what I mean. There's no. It's already epic, because that's the point. It's an epic, It's like.
Yeah, well.
Serial just talked about potential and experience, but the specifics are for us to find out.
Okay.
Actually, that's in which case it's almost a shame that Darwin's rapier isn't one, because I have a feeling that if he internalized those weapons, we'd find, if he internalized those lessons he's been etching in stone, we'd find out one way or another how this works. If it's potential and experience, maybe it's down to what we need to learn, what we need to do. It's not, I mean, they're attuned to us. They're linked to us. And if these have been carried around by other people, some of them have been, not Steel Singer, obviously, but you'd think that they'd have awoken. So they must have gone back to sleep when somebody wasn't having them anymore.
Maybe maybe it's another level of attunement, so to speak. Like, it kind of sounds like what you're describing.
Yes and no. Attunement is just being part of it. It's a part of you. If you learn the thing, so does it.
Right. Oh, right.
If you get better, so does it.
Right. Gotcha. So it's sort of like a two-way
basis.
Yeah, it's sort of a two-way attunement, as it were, kinda.
Yeah. So essentially, if one person awakens it to something, but then gives it to someone else later, it's not awakened for that other person.
Basically,
It'll go
they
back
let
to what
it.
It was.
They let it go. It goes back to sleep.
Right. That makes sense. That may not be the actual case, but that makes sense.
Oh.
It's about the only thing I can think of.
I mean, I've. It doesn't.
Makes perfect sense.
It doesn't involve music. I have no idea.
That's crap. If you actually listen to the songs beyond Epic Story and Epic Tale and Epic Charge into Danger, you'll learn a lot.
I know. Okay, you're right.
You just like pretending to be an idiot because it covers up your mistakes. Yeah, guess what? It doesn't work on me.
Damn.
I don't think it works on anybody here.
Damn!
Yeah, you're stuck with us for the rest of however.
Yeah, I know. Thank you.
Yeah, I think the only times I ever regret my choices in terms of doing the bard thing is I get concerned that I don't want you thinking I'm trying to outshine you. I mean, okay, sometimes it holds up her hair, sometimes literally, but
I mean, I wasn't gonna say it, but you kind of do anyway. But I know, but that's just you. It's okay. I never. No. No.
Yeah, so
It's
they-
not a competition, it's a collaboration.
Thank you.
I'm aware. I just like to make sure that he is too, because sometimes he is younger than his years. And
I'm working on that.
And young, somewhat
Dumb.
No, I was looking for men trying to make their mark will feel that everybody and everything is a competition.
Ooh, yeah, that's true. I mean, I don't, but I've seen it. Oof. Yeah.
You that's the thing. You might not up here, but that doesn't stop the occasional stab in here.
Ah, point. That is a fair point.
So I apologize at that level, or I show regret at that level. Apology's a weird word.
Yeah, that's not quite right. But I understand.
I'm sorry. Common's a weird language.
So if I'll just leave it at
And
thank
you're
you.
used to the
Makes a series of gestures. It's just see that says everything I needed to say, and none of you understand it.
I'll just leave it at thank you. I understand, and just there. Yeah, that one I understood.
Yeah, that's because that's not one of the people's.
Oh, damn.
I'm going to be giving re-lessons, by the way, because things would have been a lot easier if I'd been able to communicate with her without Lord of Asshat knowing about it.
I just wonder if it would have been worth the risk. It's a good idea, but
No, he clearly didn't understand a word I was telling him, and when I was and makes another gesture that weds. It weds grace with obscenity. I'm saying that at him.
Fair enough.
Because I'm sorry, anybody is going to at least show a facial expression when I accuse them of being pus from the dick of a syphilis-infected dire moose that's so stupid that he mounted an iceberg and chafed his penis because he thought that iceberg was a female moose in estrus. That's what that means. It's shorthand.
Wow.
Literally.
It's certainly
That's a lot.
Language.
That's a lot.
That's impressive, is what that is.
That's the thing. Some really short concepts do kind of stretch out, and some really long concepts we kind of crammed into a couple of simple gestures, and we all know what they mean. So, yeah, if I'm ever doing this and she makes the gesture again, I'm very, very angry. And I'm doing it at a complete asshole. And that's all you need to know. Okay, does everybody mind telling me, let's say this...
Hold on, let me
say this
get the map.
pile here is... Yeah, let's say this pile here is your fire, and your tent is here. Where's everybody sitting?
Which pile? Oh, that. Oh, thank you.
I'll say I figure it is kind of closest to the tent, so just kind of watching around there.
So then, assuming Remy, you're next to Alice,
Ah!
because I remember
Remy's probably between Alice and Darvin.
Yeah, that's why I was asking, because I remember you sat down next to me. So there you go. That's both of us.
Okay, that's Remy, Darvin.
I've also finally discovered that Roll20, if you go into the list where you click on to open up your character sheet, you can click and drag that character onto the field, and it'll match up with your sheet. I didn't get that working until recently.
I kind of figured that out, but I'm... Yeah! But, you see, I you guys all put stuff places, and then I have to move things. And can we leave the bits alone? Thank you.
I'll be between Hazel and Darvin.
So pink. There, because we're getting kind of into the fire now, and that leaves Ava and Froseth. And yeah, I think Hazel's gonna have to move back because we're running out of space. So I figure Alice would have camped up next to Ava as well. So and Froseth there.
Yeah, that works.
Okay. So yeah, you guys are doing your bits of chatter, and let's see what I can do here. Pink. That's the thing. Nobody gives me purple worms. It's sad.
Hi, Bitey.
You don't know it does the problem. You don't even necessarily know it's bitey. It entirely depends on how mean I'm going to be to you. Oh, I tell a lie.
Something did give you purple worms.
Something did give me purple worms.
One of
yes.
the hopefully it's one of the ones I got you.
No, it's a free bit, I'm afraid. Okay.
Wow, cool.
Actually, now I need to look
Oh
up
god,
how.
they give purple worms for free. I have plans.
Money for nothing and your
Okay.
worms for free?
20 by 20 feet or larger. Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
So-
they big.
Big boy.
Yeah, which is, so that's, let's see.
Oh
5,
boy.
10, 15, 20. Crunch.
Oops.
Yeah, I know. 5, 10, 50, oops. 50. Will you? I'm looking at the. There we go. 15, 20. Boink.
Oh. It's kind of cute.
Be right back.
I'm
Minute or two.
I'm about to call break,
Got it.
which again is you guys are sitting chuckling over that, finishing up your breakfast, when tent goes flying as a gigantic purple worm comes burrowing out from directly underneath it, directly behind Alice, Ava, and Remy. And we'll deal with it surprise round after break. So, well, I'll see you in 5 minutes.
Oh no.
Boy.
Ah.
And we're back. Being jumped by a purple worm. which has sort of burrowed out of the ground. The tent sort of went flying. You don't really know what happened to the tent because there's very large purple worm in the way. And let's have a look at available targets.
Oh boy.
Okay, so that's 2 with the bite and 1 with the stinger. Okay. What's everybody's AC?
Ooh.
21.
Well, sorry, Ava, Alice, and Remy. What's everybody's AC?
14.
Yeah. Okay. Eeny, money. Because you'll get hit.
It looks like Alice is going to get targeted.
Well, all
is there any way I
three,
can push Alice out of the way?
all 3 of you are getting targeted. It has multi-attack.
Oh boy, wonderful.
Purple worm. When something gets that big, it's gonna hit several people at a go.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Remy uses protection for Alice.
Oh, and disadvantage on the attack roll. That attack roll. No, that because if I'd already rolled the attack, but declared disadvantage, so I rolled again. The second roll was a nat 1.
Damn, Remy.
Oh, Remy kind of shoves Alice out of the. I mean, this is unfortunately going to end badly for Remy because I was wondering how I was going to resolve that. You've just made things very, very easy. Can you make me a dexterity saving throw?
Oh.
What the shit? That's a nat 20.
Oh, hi.
So yeah, okay.
I remembered her shield master, but I didn't need it.
Okay.
What the hell?
Also, Ava, can you make me a Constitution saving throw, please? Because you got hit with the stinger, so that's
Ow.
12, 13,
Can't
22.
Oh.
Okay.
That's gonna hurt.
Alice gets shoved backwards as the maw of the purple worm comes down. Remy takes 22 points of piercing damage, but manages not to get swallowed by kind of pulling herself.
Is that half damage from the dex save?
No, because the dex save was to avoid getting swallowed.
Okay.
Yeah. This is like the burrowing maw, except on like massive roids.
Okay, you said 22?
Yes. And Ava gets through the shoulder with a stinger, which is okay, hang on, so that's 3d6 plus 9 piercing, so that's 8 20 points of piercing damage and oh Christ.
Oh no.
Okay, hang on. And you failed the save, so it's 10, 16.
How many dice?
Shut up, I'm doing maths. 26, 32. 43 points of poison damage.
Oh boy.
On top of the piercing damage from the...
Wait, so how much is that total? 40? That's the total?
No, 43 is the poison damage alone.
Oh Christ.
22 was the stinger. The actual piercing damage from the stinger.
If I see Remy say, that would be in my direction, wouldn't it? Or was it the other way?
More kind. To be fair, more kind of backwards.
Okay.
So she kind of boom into the back of the purple.
Okay, because I would have said if it was to me, I would have like.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, there's not that much time to do any of it because while you're getting stabbed while it's biting. Okay. And out of all of that, Alice A is the only one who doesn't get injured, and she's really fucking pissed right now. I'm gonna need those later, and I would like you all to roll me initiative.
Oh crap! Oh boy!
Woo! 21.
21 as well.
Oh Christ! There's 3 of you going as 21.
10 for me.
Yeah, 23.
Hang on. Pen. One that actually works would be nice. Thank you. So, and I guess I should roll for. So that's.
Whoa, Darvin, you're so fast.
Yeah, I don't get it either, but okay.
It's because of that fucking dagger.
Yep.
Oh no. The fucking worm rolled in that 20.
Oh, no.
Oh boy.
Right off the cuff. Christ.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. That's Darvin. Okay, so we're gonna go in alphabetical order for the 21s, just because why not?
It's a monk and a rogue, so I mean, yeah.
I know it's a monk, a rogue, and a barbarian who's literally.
Oh, you get it! Wow.
So okay, then it's. I hadn't thought about this until now. Barnabas, do you realize that your initials are BS?
Oh, Jesus. I never noticed that.
God damn it!
I did not.
Oh, God, mine are DT. Oh, my God.
AV.
That's funny.
Okay, and now it's the purple worm's turn. Again.
This giant write it out. Mouth.
Yeah, okay. And it still has its oh no. Yeah, okay. No. This is not what's going to happen now. So that's going to be Alice making a Constitution saving throw because. Okay. Remy, make me another Dexterity save. This is going to be bad.
Oh, that's.
Oh crap.
Yeah. Okay.
Field's AC bonus, which is not going to be of much help.
Oh no. She can do this, but it's going to be bad.
Oh god.
She can just do this, but it's going to be bad. Okay, so because Alice has some particularly nifty bits of bonus, both from her regalia and her mark. So, con save thin, so that's quarter damage. So. 14, 24, 6, 18. 3d8 plus 9, so that's 10, 12, 14, 7. Oh, 18 plus 7. Okay. So Alice A takes a lot less damage than you'd think when... Actually, no, because there's still her initial bite damage, so that's 9, 11, so on top of... 34. Yeah, so as the maw comes down in front of Remy, all of a sudden Alice is there taking teeth and certain amount of damage, but avoids getting swallowed by dint of having the swords crossed. Then she sees the stinger go back for, come down towards Ava. The light on, the glyph on her palm lights up. And she's standing right there and shunk through the shoulder. Ah! Fuck. And she's kind of nudged Ava like, she's nudged Remy like that direction, Ava like that direction, and now she's kind of over here. So y'all are saved. And
So she didn't take my damage instead of me. She just took...
No, she took your damage.
Ah!
Would you rather be laid out?
You would be on...
Yes! 3 points.
Yeah, but that would have... Well, I mean, the Constitution say you wouldn't be able to make a Constitution save for poison, so that would be an automatic. I would figure that's an automatic, at least one failed death save. There's no real statement in the rules about that one way or another, but there's also the not so. Depending on how bad the piercing damage was. There's the possibility that we get beyond your hit points and it kills you outright.
True.
So Alice is not letting you get bumped 5 feet to the side, and the stinger that probably should have gone straight through you goes through Alice's shoulder instead.
So I get all my hit points back.
No.
No.
This is a second
it's not
attack.
It's a second attack.
Okay.
You still think it's after the surprise round. We're in its first turn.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Sorry.
Although
again.
Thank you for reminding me, because actually no, because that's all reaction. Never mind. But it's something to consider later. Darvin.
So that was another stinger attack then.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. I was okay.
Yeah, because the surprise round Alice couldn't really react to.
True. Right. Got it.
Partially because she was sort of going backwards at the time. But the purple worm rolled a nat 20, so it's pretty much automatically at the head of the initiative order, given its stats. That's not surprising. And thinking about this, it does actually point of fact have movement, but I'll leave it for now. It's got dinner. Dinner is being iffy.
Okay. I was just holding off because it seemed like you were still.
I was thinking, but
Okay.
no, it wouldn't be fair. So
Okay. All right. Darvin is going to. I want to get to here. And this is probably not going to work, but I'm going to try it anyway.
that's about where you're getting.
Is that touch range, or should I go one further down?
You can't go one further down. That's its
That is,
That's
it's
its
okay.
face.
Just want to the way it's drawn. I just wanted to make sure because I want to do. I want to try touching it and doing bestow curse on it.
Okay, can you post the
Yeah.
the
I think it's that icon. Yes, there we go. It
Okay.
is a wisdom saving throw. My spell save DC is 15. The effect, if it doesn't pass, was going to be disadvantage ability. Wait, I'm sorry. I can do
you
an
want to
effect.
stop there because it rolled a 16
Yeah, never mind then.
and its wisdom is -1 and tie goes to defender.
Never mind.
So close.
Yep.
Bonus action?
Bonus action. Hey Remy, kill this thing to make it squirm because we don't even know if it's the right worm. And inspiration die.
That's a good point. We're not even trying to bite you.
How much does Darwin have inspiration?
Yeah, it's a D10.
What number is it now? Okay, thank you.
All I say does manage to go, no, it's the right one. Holds up the rock and it kind of drops it as she puts a hand on Ava's shoulder, and you get 11 hit points back.
Thank you.
And that is her bonus action. And what are we going to do right now? Nothing from there, so... too many books. Too many books. That's the problem with having to play that much stuff. Love you guys for loving her, but sometimes it gets complicated. Okay. Attack 1, we're going to try defensive flourish. Okay. And she's currently at D8. So, oh, nice. So that's, think about this for a minute. What was her D12 plus 15, 21. And that's okay, that's first attack, which hacks out with the blade, and you actually see the furrow in the ground as she pushes this thing 5 feet backwards. Attack 2. Okay. That one's going to be just a plain old regular attack, so okay, that's okay. So yeah, that's done it. That's done it. An ow. I do my maths here. I'm just gonna go for the average hit points because rolling 15d20 plus 90. Well, I suppose I could do that. Yeah, why not? Out comes the dice roller. Don't worry, it's the dice roller, not me. I'm sure it'll be kind to you.
I've had effects on that thing.
That's not too bad. So that's 2. Yeah, she's. You're giving it a good hard wham, skidded it back 5 feet, and stepped forward, and basically she wants it away from Ava while she patches up. So, good hard further slash, and she's clearly not bothering with raging yet. Clarity.
Okay, so Clarity, as a bonus action, gathers up shadows in her hand and casts Shadow Blade. What's the light like in here? Is it dim light?
It's dimish. It's. I mean,
Okay.
it's. Alice hasn't blown an action on her wings yet, but she's probably gonna. So.
Okay, because if I make an attack with the sword in dim light, then it would be with advantage.
Hang on, you're around a campfire.
Oh, okay.
So
no.
yeah, within about the 20-foot radius around it is bright, and then outside of that is dim for another 20, and then it's darkness.
But there's
Okay.
also light on the walls around it.
Yeah, that's fine. And then I'm going to throw it at the worm.
Okay.
Let me go make an attack roll. And Alice is engaged with it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Darvin, unfortunately, is no longer because got shunted, but
I only need the one, though. 19.
roll damage. Just.
4 psychic and, hold on, sneak attack, 5 piercing.
Okay, so that's. Okay.
And I'd like to move.
Okay, where do you want to go?
Am I able to make it behind this cart over here at the top?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Not quite. You
Okay.
you get to about there. You're nearly there, but it's only
Okay.
partial cover on you right now.
All right, that's fine.
Okay?
Yep.
Furseth.
Let's see. Can I get like right here?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yes. And still with 10 feet of movement.
I was going to say, doesn't have like 40.
Yes, and that's why I was. It's okay. I know what I'm doing. Shush. It has a lot of hit points. We have a lot to get through. Thank you.
I'm gonna use my once per day lightning bolt straight up since no one's directly up of me.
Okay. Did I give you a clicky for that? I must have given you a clicky for that.
You did.
Yes.
Yay.
Dexterity save. Okay.
Eternal struggles with roll 20 because there's a million clicky buttons, a million macros, and a million other things.
Oh, the thing is, he's not supposed to have a clicky button, so I kind of had to make one.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at, the eternal struggle.
But that you were able to make one. That's slick. Well done.
Also, to the purple worm, fuck you. It sees you flank, and as you're shooting out the lightning, it just floop underground and then pops back up when the lightning is past Clarity, scorches the edge of the mining cart that Clarity is heading for, and It
Should
pops
still take
back-
half damage at least, right?
Yes, it should. So that's 16. So yeah, it gets just sort of the top of it kind of scorched, and it just turns around and looks at you.
Dinner is arguing. Dinner should not be arguing.
Dinner is arguing. I think that's the line of the night right there.
Yes, it does actually look rather more interested. It's, to be fair, given Clarity's reading, it's like, okay, it largely went after Alice with the shiny white gold hair, Ava with white hair that could be silverish in bright light, and Remy in all the armor. And now who's looking at Froseth? It eats earth, gems, and metal deposits.
Oh god damn it.
Did you have a bonus action?
I'm going to use a key point to do patient defense, so I can do the dodge action as a bonus action, so it has disadvantage to attack me.
That is fair.
Smart monk.
Barnabas, this is happening. Oh, sorry. This is all Barnabas has. This is happening. There's a lot happened in the last half a minute.
Okay.
It's like 12 seconds.
Shush.
All right. I want to do the bonus action first to make an echo right there.
Okay.
Where is melee for this? Would it be like here or?
Right. Well, right there is one.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, anywhere in the line with no, that's in its target range.
Okay. So basically, echo here, me move here.
Okay. I'm gonna have to find a thing that can be a Barnabas echo. Okay, why is there a barmaid in the were creatures section?
Probably because the barmaid turns into one of those in one of the various modules that float around.
Werewrench.
Yeah, that was my thought actually. Thank you.
And if you guys want, I can do a color flipped
Shut
version
up!
of Barnabas.
Yeah, well, I've got a wereboar. A wereboar will do. I'll actually even turn him so that he's facing the nonsense. So yes, Barnabas there, Echo's there.
And then I'm going to attack and also use Unleash Incarnate. How do you guys get it to show up, the clicky thing? What do I click? The name or?
Click the name and see what happens. Because actually asking these guys how it works is, yeah, there you go.
So, with the combination of these two, I'll be swinging 3 times at it. Twice with the longsword, once with the axe.
Okay. Yeah, you didn't have to click the extra attack. We all kind of know. We all know about the extra attack at 5th level. We've all been enjoying that a great deal. Those of us who actually use weapon attacks, or aren't caster classes, more to the point, because
right.
Darwin doesn't get it. The only reason Alice does is because she's built on a base of barbarian.
And okay. I also don't.
That misses.
I'm assuming the axe misses.
The axe, yes, the axe misses. The other 2 hit. Roll damage for the 2 longsword attacks.
Gotcha. Hang on.
Sorry,
you click on the name in the chat to roll damage.
I'm goofing. Give me 1 second here.
Because usually what happens is you say, this is my first attack with, and then I tell you whether you've succeeded or not.
Okay.
So that I can tell you to roll damage so we don't get confused.
My bad. I'm just trying to figure out how to make this thing roll the damage.
You click.
The names in the chat.
Click on radiant. Yeah, if basically you see where it says 28 radiant longsword, you click radiant longsword, and you've done it. You've got the yeah. Basically, you click under the attack that succeeded.
Gotcha. I see. Okay, I will not fuck this up again.
Yeah, we'll take those bits of damage because it's all good and we don't have that much time. So that's 1929. Okay. Those are your attacks. And the echo is a bonus action. So Ava, you've been bunted out of the way. You've had some healing, not that much, given how hard this thing hits. How hard you know this thing hits.
Do I remember if there was any mention of things not liking light?
No, this one's not of that description. It was the cloakers that don't like light.
Okay. Can I reach Alice from where I am?
You're 5 feet from her.
No, but I mean, can I like?
Yeah, because you're within.
Okay.
If you're within combat range, you can reach them.
Okay. Does it look like she took a big hit compared to me, or is she?
Nobody took a big hit compared to you. She is bleeding, but let's face it, Alice never shows she is badly injured unless she's unconscious. So all you know is that there's a hole in her shoulder and it's bleeding, but she's literally pushed that thing back 5 feet. So how bad can it be?
Bad point. I'm gonna back up a little bit.
Okay, where to?
We'll say here.
So close to Hazel, which is, given how badly you're still hurt, is a good place to be.
And I'm gonna pull my bow.
Okay, 2 shots. Go for it.
18, which I think misses.
Yes.
Ugh. Second shot.
This thing has some significantly tough hide, and right now you're basically just testing its defenses and figuring out where you need to aim to get to get into the gaps in between the bits of effectively armor plating.
Yeah, cause she's sort of taking out a sword, but like, I was not gonna matter.
You went muted for a bit of that, but never mind. Let's keep moving. Did you have a bonus action?
Can I? I would have used, but I can't use a spell, can I?
Not unless it's a spell that says you can use it as a bonus action. So. I have said that you can take a healing potion as a bonus action.
If I have one, I'll do that then.
I'm pretty sure you do. I thought everybody had at least one.
I think so.
It should be in your. I made tidy misses about this.
Yes, I have a greater healing.
Yes, you do. So yeah, that's 44 plus 4. Memory serves me correctly, and I'm pretty sure it does because you guys use a lot of those.
Can I have the?
There's a dice roller button, upper left corner.
Yeah, no, but I was trying to remember how to add the +4.
So it's /R. 4d4 plus 4.
Thank you.
Pretty sure that's how it's supposed to be. Or maybe it has to be /roll.
Never mind, I'll just roll 4d4.
Like if you,
There you go.
if you
Okay, so by all means, add that to your sheet. Okay, so yeah, you see Ava plink, and then just chug, because it's entirely possible that the ow from the stabbing that you have received and the remnant of the poison, which thankfully you are not poisoned, it just still burns. That should help with that. Remy.
Okay. Valve Enmity runs up into stabbing range, and she starts stabbing with a 2nd level Divine Smite.
Okay, go for it. Roll damage. Okay, so that's 18. Okay. 2nd attack. Roll damage. 17. Yeah, Remy has fucked this thing up. And between Remy, Barnabas, and Alice A, it's looking kind of ow, actually.
And that will be it.
Just a process token.
To be fair, that only did like 16, whereas this lot did over 20 in their combined attacks. So Hazel, you have a really badly wounded Ava. Just say it.
Yeah, I very much noticed.
I mean, I'm a bit better.
You were down to 3 hit points. You're not going to look better for a while. But still, come on.
Alright.
At least you're no longer a newt. No.
Son, Mr. Colton, son, heal the worthy, please, right now. Staff out. Mass cure wounds. Cure wounds will center it. If it's the AoE, I'm centering it on here and catching all of the people who I can.
Can you put the spell card up so that?
Yep. Just tagging as to where I put it if I had.
Just so I know for the maths level.
Yep. Doing it at base level because that's the only thing I can do with the staff.
I want the actual spell card to know what the radius is.
Yeah. Working on that, I pressed the clicky button and it spat out that first instead of opening.
Well, yes, because I gave you a clicky button that would immediately do the healing, not counting your various bonuses. There we go. 30-foot radius. Yeah, you got everybody. No problem. From where you centered it. So that's
got everybody who got whomped, and that'll be 18 plus 5, 2, so another. Yep, another 7.
Okay.
25 all told, if I did the math right in my head.
Yep, 25. That's my action. Bonus action boots. And I'm going to preemptively neum to about there.
5, 10, 15, 20. Where? There?
Here.
Okay, thank you. Okay. That it?
Yep, that'll be everything.
Okay then. I think Ava's well out of the way. Yeah, it's Remy, Alice, and Froseth who are the most interesting right now. Because we do have a draconic bonbon.
Why?
It's instead of Squidgy Bear, it's Squidgy Dragon.
Oh dear.
That's plus 9. And that's disadvantage, so okay. Froseth manages to dodge out of the way just of the stinger. Alice manages to move out of the way. Remy does look like she's about to take another bit of a crunch, but at which point Alice holds up her right hand with the ring on the third little finger and effectively adds half her AC to yours. So teeth stop like an inch from your face, just crunch. And you just see Alice holding out her hand like, fuck off!
Just bubble.
Yeah, it stops after that, but so, and that's pretty much no. It's actually going to move. It's kind of more. Where is it going to move to? Ducks under. Grumble, 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 grumble. And scatters the fire. Those of you who do not have dark vision, you're kind of okay-ish. I won't impose disadvantage yet, but light, not a thing.
Oh boy, we're in dim.
Yeah, it's good for clarity, but it's hard for the rest of you. Not all of the rest of you.
I don't have a reaction yet.
You don't get a reaction to hit it when it comes into your personal space.
No, I mean, I was just thinking, if it goes under getting dark, I'd pull out my sword and whistle.
You can't use that as a reaction. That's a bonus action at best.
Okay.
Because that's like casting light and would follow the same approximate rules.
Okay.
So it's a spell. So yeah. For the time being, Froseth, Remy, Darvin, Ava, Barnabas, Hand of Fate. Yeah, no, it's not quite light enough around it. And there's light sort of over there someplace, but y'all are at disadvantage. And Ava has purple worm.
I can't. Good God, things way too close.
I guess it like that's something about me.
Actually, no. Technically, you're still in contact with it. It's still in contact with your echo. So, it's not still in contact with you. Gentlemen, the non-humanoids. It's moved out of your immediate range. What did I just talk about?
Attack of opportunity.
There you go.
I still have a reaction, so yeah.
Oh, nice.
You still have one too. Roll damage.
Jesus.
Roll damage.
Bonk.
Your Remy gets one too, right?
No, it's still 5 feet from you.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I see.
So that
Big, McLarge, huge. Threat range, enormous.
Okay. Yeah, these two managed to get a couple of nasty hits in before it vanishes. Darvin.
Well, it taking out the fire completely changed my plans. Darvin will. I've lost my notes, so I can't remember the gesture for this that I had written down. But I'm going to cast Fairy Fire on it because I can't see it, and I use that when it's dark.
Well, you can sort of see it, but that's still fair. I'm being pedantic, and also because that kind of fucks with clarity. Poor thing. Never mind.
No, it's fine.
Put up the spell card because I seem to recall there's a dex save
There is,
involved.
yes. Right, there it is.
Your spell save DC is 15.
Correct.
Why do you keep throwing 16?
Ah, bugger!
It burrows and your spell settles.
Right. Oh well, that's worth a shot.
I'm sorry.
No. Shh. Bonus action. Bonus action. Ava, get the hell away from this worm purple monstrosity and make it quick because nothing rhymes with friggin' purple. Inspiration die on Ava.
And technically, it is a monstrosity. It's classed as a monstrosity.
Exactly.
Okay, that's.
The ground's glowing. It's got no outline. It's invisible.
Alice is actually gonna leave the wings for now. Where is she?
I'm not going to move.
Blows an action, but at the same time, it lets everybody else actually see. So yeah, she's gonna do that. And all of a sudden, she realizes what Darvin was trying to do, and from her back come the wings. And lacking anything else for the bonus action, she says something in Celestial that Remy doesn't quite understand, but Darvin kind of picks up as, you've healed me quite enough. It's your turn. And that's healing word. Which I will cast at 3rd level. So that's 1d4 plus 4, so that's 3d4 plus 4, so that's okay. 4, 6. Remy gets 10 hit points back.
All right.
It's not much, but she's got her bonus action, and that's gonna have to do. And she'll stay on the ground for now. But you are no longer affected by low lighting because there is no such thing as low lighting in that area anymore. Sorry, clarity.
No, that's fine.
It's you, but it also means it's your turn.
Yeah. Does change things a bit. I will move over here just to get a clear line of shot.
There?
Yep. And I will throw first we'll go with my poison dagger.
Good.
28 to hit.
Boing.
Roll damage.
6 piercing, 3 poison.
Okay.
And it's engaged, so sneak attack, 5 piercing. And then bonus action, I will do an offhand attack with my acid dagger.
Okay.
14.
Nope.
Yeah.
Boing. Thankfully, you have you have your belt, so it's back into the bandolier.
Mhm.
Bonus action.
That was my bonus action.
Oh yeah, of course it was because rogue attacks are weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, rogues don't get extra attack until later.
And we don't really know what direction Clarity's gonna be going from this point on.
Who really knows at this point? And then I'll actually just move back to where I was, just to get out of the way.
5, 10, 15. Okay. Froseth. It's over there now.
It's over there. I'll run back over next to Ava.
10, 15, 17,
Parkour.
30. There you go.
and
Monk
start
movement.
hacking with my blade.
Nope.
17 and misses. 23.
Roll damage.
Bonus action, I will flurry of blows to get 2 unarmed attacks.
Sorry, that was accidental. I meant to click the gear so I could read it. I apologize.
Seven.
Damage.
Bop.
And 17's a miss. So
It's kind of crunched out. Has you hit a bit of armor plating. Okay. Barnabas,
All right.
you may have to move because LSA is kind of in your way.
Yeah.
And it's over there now.
I wanted to move to here.
Show me again. 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, you can just about get there.
Right in front of it. And I'm actually going to do the extra attack out of the echo again. So
Okay.
2 and 1.
Mhm.
This time not goofing it up.
Okay, attack 1. No. Attack 2. No. Attack 3. Roll damage.
Mhm.
This thing is showing some significant damage. So,
Nice.
at the very least, there's that. Ava, it's kind of right in your way, but at the very least, you don't have the dimly lit problem thing anymore.
Do I have a bit of sort of maneuverability, or
There's 5 feet of space around you. It's
Okay.
it's,
so I
it's
can
not like
take a
you're
swing?
squished between them.
Right. So I can take a swing without impeding them.
Remember, the 5 feet is the space you control, not the space you are technically taking up.
Right.
You are not 5 feet wide.
No, true. Okay. Well, since seeing in my arrows, pull on my.
You went muted again a little bit on some of that.
But I think I get the general gist. Roll your attack. Are you clicking Hunter's Mark now? You haven't even hit it yet.
No, but I was to indicate that I was using it in case.
It must have been something you went muted during saying.
Okay, roll damage.
12.
Plus Hunter's Mark. Now you roll your Hunter's Mark.
6, so 18.
Okay. Ranger's got a second attack.
Second
So-
hit. And 6.
Roll damage.
8 plus hunter's mark. 6, so 14. Yes, 14.
Okay. Yeah, you're definitely having a lot better luck with the rapier. And bonus action was Hunter's Mark. So Remy, it's kind of behind you now.
Remy, now that she can see, starts hacking away with another level 2 smite.
Okay. No.
Oof.
I gave that 1d10 too, don't forget.
But too late for that
Yeah.
attack.
Fair
Right.
enough. Try that again. There we go.
Roll damage. $13 and the smite doesn't. Okay.
And that will be it.
Hazel. I mean, by this point, this thing is hurting incredibly badly. Just to let you know.
Mm-hmm. Noom to about over there.
Actually, no, that's wrong. Okay, sorry. Where are you numing? Boink.
And going to call in a spiritual weapon as close as I can to right in front of its face where it can see shiny glowy thing.
It blindsight, it can't see shit, but
So it's just completely blind out of the gate.
well, you don't really know
Yeah,
that, so
That doesn't. Yeah, that's what
and
I mean. It
actually
doesn't
no,
matter.
that's and actually I can't put it there because that's in the spot that it controls. I think the closest I can get is directly next to Barnabas. So
Yeah.
Barnabas finds himself. What's the weapon look like?
Yeah, I'm. Because before we got derailed, I was going to say upcasting it to that's 4th level.
Okay, but what does it look like?
That it looks like a chibi Froseth. As I'm trying, I wanted to call it in as a distraction, and since I have no idea, it's just outright blind. It's just getting a chibi Froseth in front of it.
Okay,
I
But
mean,
it
he
does
is a
still-
weapon.
but does still get an attack.
Yep, that would have been. That's what it just rolled. I
Ah.
hit the clicky button. That's a 9.
No, it flails. And
And
spiritual
then
is
I'm
the
going-
bonus action, so
Yeah, so I can still do a cantrip, and that's going to be Sacred Flame.
okay. I don't remember if that's a.
That's a DC 15 Dex save, or it eats 14 Radiant.
How do you want to do this?
I'm thinking. Christ, I wasn't even expecting this to happen. Going to point at it. We walk in the sun, and the sun sends you on your way. And dropping essentially a flaming spear through its head.
I'm seeing it kind of like the rebel forces blowing up that Atat's head when it was coming down on everybody else in Rogue One. So, and yeah, thankfully it falls away from everybody else just because of the momentum. So I was like,
Ha! Holy crap! Boots shut down. I just sit. Or I'm standing.
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah, you know. I've had worse. I've had a lot of worse.
Remy
Let's take us. Fucking
goes up
us.
to look at Alice anyways.
Yeah, I mean, it's Hazel's mass cure wounds closed most of it, so she's more or less okay.
Thank you,
Remy
Alice,
gives
for picking up what I was putting down there.
Well, you
Remy
know.
gives Alice 10 points of lay on hands.
Actually, she gives Alice 9 points lay on hands because that's the amount of damage that she was down at that point. Because a lot of her ability set for taking other people's damage, because of those nifty bracers you guys found, reduce the damage that she takes.
Nice.
Okay.
So
Well, I was did a whole lot of not much, but at least my tactics were sound. If they would have worked.
And Remy will put 12 points of lay on hands on herself.
meanwhile, Alice is going to move and start cutting apart this purple worm with the efficiency of somebody who has very much done this kind of thing to survive. So you see her using her scimitars to, and there's innards, and it's for Darwin that's really kind of gross.
I'm gonna go look for the tent.
Thank you.
The tent has apparently collected itself back up into its tiny rolled up state. So swoop.
At least that didn't get damaged.
That's nifty.
So, how does anybody feel about picking out and keeping the diamonds in this?
I can help.
I can help.
No, it's that part's fine. I'm saying, I know we owe a percentage, but I'm saying keep the diamonds. We don't sell the diamonds because we have use for diamonds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I definitely need to get another one at some point.
Well, she just sticks.
But we'll have
She just
to-
actually sticks her head in. Just sticks her basically because this
Whole
is huge.
arm.
Well, more whole upper torso squinch.
Uh,
Yeah, if anybody wants to help, they can clean the viscera off of this shit.
I'm gonna go over to help.
Yeah, I start prestidigitating whatever I can get.
I'm gonna keep an eye out for any other unnecessary.
Yeah, so in the course of her bits and pieces, Bitey is a very old critter. He's been around the tunnels for a good long time. One of the first things that is noticeable is Alice manages to pull 2 diamonds of a sufficient size for Revivify. Given
Excellent.
that she's seen enough of those, enough size for that for those diamonds to sort out by this point. The total of raw materials, precious metals of various types, precious gems, the rest of it, you're looking at a grand total of 13,000 gold.
all right. How many diamonds is Remy getting out of that?
Well, given that you've carried the Alice while still cutting out bits and pieces, are going, well, makes sense for the one that can cast it more regularly to have the lion's share of them. And if we've got two, you keep one to replace the one you lost, and have Hazel hang on to the other one. And whoever uses theirs up first gets the spare.
Okay.
Thing doesn't have any particularly interesting innards.
And I'm just helping, like, hold bits open as she's cutting through them, so...
Yeah, she's more or less in this thing by now.
Yeah, I'm basically, like, bitch just propping it open like a human jack.
And Darvin is prestidigitating the various bits that she's chucking out and going, holy crap, that's a lot of money.
It's all purple inside, too.
That doesn't surprise me. Most things are purple inside.
Yeah, but given how purple it is outside, you'd think it'd be a slightly different color in here. Nope, just more purple.
Purple is purple, okay?
Monochromatic.
I'm just disappointed that it doesn't have, like, a liver or heart I can eat.
People thing?
People thing!
Cool.
I'm just gonna have to settle for the teeth. And yeah, by the end of that, it's like
We're just both covered in random purple gunk.
yeah, that's there's blood and mucus, and these two are less Hazel because Hazel's just been propping up, so she's mostly just had drips. And Alice looks like, you know, she had her own blood, and now there's this thing's blood, and given that she's been spelunking in the body, literally, and eventually just kind of shoves it back down its own holes. Shove, and now of course she's covered in dirt as well.
Do you want me to help with some of that, or
I got it, but how do we do? I was too busy pulling things out. What are we looking at money wise?
I passed it. Yeah, I passed it over to Froseth because he usually holds it all. So,
incidentally, the 13,000 is after your tithe to the.
Ooh.
Holy shit! So minus the %. That's a lot.
Yeah, because it's just because Froseth was kind of laboriously doing the maths and saying, okay, this is about 20%, and Clarity, help me out here, because his int is not great, her int is great, and Barnabas probably also helped, because he's been working as a mercenary for years. He knows a good quality gem when he sees one.
Nothing of the Azorius work and dealing with
spins. So yeah, you've managed to set aside your 20%, and that's what you're looking at. And the 13,000 is what you're looking at to replenish party funds and divide amongst the party.
No, Froseth, carry the one.
So how did we do as she's prestidigitating?
I'm actually following her lead just to get rid of like the back spray and other stuff that was on me.
After the 20%, about 13,000 worth.
Okay, crap. How are we gonna? I mean, obviously we're gonna divide that because we all could use some of our own spending, but a goodly amount should go into party funds.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And honestly, given the amount that they haven't been around and mercenaries camped in their fields, we don't know what Hearthhome is going to be able to grow this spring. If push comes to shove, we're going to at least need to hire a really good druid, or maybe even put aside a goodly chunk of that to get one of the people over at Druid Craft to work with them for the spring.
We would either need a whole village of druids or all of Druidcraft.
Oh, we'll need a few, but that's the thing. If we ask there, they'd be able to say what they need and how much it's going to cost.
Yep.
So my recommendation is as follows. Okay. I mean, I'm gonna take some of that because Hazel's Resurrection Diamond is kind of an owed thing, and that's a party fund that went to me, so I'll take some extra out of the party fund for that. But beyond that, how much do we think we need as personal funds for a while? If we've been lucky so far, we haven't had to pay for lodgings because that's all being handled in terms of us needing to get to where.
So minus the diamond, that's 500.
Yeah, but that's party funds. We're looking at individual funds now.
Yeah, that's.
So let's not think about the diamond for the moment because that's going to be paid for out of party funds. And I'll remember to take that. So thank you at least for telling me how much that's going to cost, because we're going to have to. Some of it. That's the thing. Some of it we're going to have to change into actual coin, and we need to know how much.
The reason I'm thinking of including the reason I'm counting the diamond, because we total have 13,000, right?
And 2 Revivify diamonds, and I'm taking the money for the Resurrection diamond.
So 13,000 minus 500.
No, no. We're gonna look at the party funds and what we do with that after we decide what we personally need. I understand, Hazel, but a lot of us are running a little low on actual funds.
That's part of why I'm trying to figure out what the basis we're working with that we split between party funds and ourselves. Because
but you're looking at diamonds as things that charge you. Those would come out of party funds. This is what you personally need to spend, not on things that benefit the party. The only time we used personal funds to benefit the party was when party funds wouldn't bear it.
No, I understand that. I'm just doing the math I think I'm doing the math in a different order.
Stop doing the math in a different order. Stop doing math.
Look, I'll just.
Because outside of that attempted calculation, I don't have an idea of what I need.
I mean, we did get money from when we're doing the test.
We did, but this is going to have to last us a while, and we don't know how long. And while we can handle some of the basics with party funds, it's not always feasible. I'd recommend that we each take we're not going to be stopping for a while, so I'm going to recommend that everybody take at least 10 platinum.
Out of character, how much is that?
100 gold.
100.
Okay, that's actually what I figured. I was
thinking.
Yeah.
Okay, 100 gold.
10 platinum's worth.
Yeah, I mean, we'll figure that out after, and then we'll see what it would cost to get some people to do a spring at Hearth Home to make sure that the ground recovers, and whatever else we can put into infrastructure there and party funds. Because we don't know if we're going to get this lucky again. I mean, we were doing pretty well for party funds, but yeah, we haven't been out here that long. And if we're going to be out with the people and in Demille, there's not going to be a lot of opportunities for earning. And I'm told Ambier is expensive. It's a very wealthy province. They're kind of what Goldendale should be. They're the breadbasket of Equitas. That's where most of the food is grown. And thus the money rolls in. And instead of being ignored as a backwater, they're treated with the respect that the hand that feeds you deserves.
What's the name of that area called?
Well, the city, the capital is Ambier. Most people, when they're talking about the provinces, they talk about the capital. Like, for instance, we're in Cabreaval, and the capital is Egref. Just because the names of the provinces are a little occasionally difficult to pronounce, so we stick with the capitals. So yeah, as long as we've got that fixed in our heads and that kind of thing, then I guess we're probably gonna have to camp tonight, but not here. After everything the last couple of days, I do not have several hours of tromping through mining tunnels in me right now. Thank you very much.
It's a good thought.
But once we get back to the mining town and saloon inn thing, I want a room and I want a bed.
Yes.
I'm still pissed off that that thing didn't have a liver I could eat. However, and hands one of the purple worm's teeth to each of you. Barnabas probably has no idea why the fuck she's doing this. Clarity probably has slightly better of an idea, but it's still... I mean, for her, this could be a spell component. I don't know yet.
Darwin just nods.
Yeah, it's a tradition among the people. It's it's a show of, not to put too fine a point on it, it's being a hunting party. You take a share of the kill. Usually something that's actually portable. And again, it's usually better if you can eat the bits, because it means that you carry a bit of that kill with you all the time. But because, you use it for fuel and building of you. But if all else fails, teeth will do. I didn't want to try to find anything edible in that burrowing maw. Sorry.
I doubt there'd be anything edible in that. And I'm embarrassed to admit, when you were first talking about eating a heart or a liver, then the teeth will do. I'm like, you're gonna eat the teeth? I don't know how that works. So,
I have known people who when they do their kills, they actually grind up the bones and mix them with whatever flour equivalent they could get, and they grind their bones to make their bread.
Yeah, I was about to say. I think I've heard the phrase bone flour. I think Francine might have mentioned it at some point.
Bone meal.
Well, right, bone meal. That's what it was. Thank you.
To be fair, usually it's used in fertilizer for fields, but somebody took the idea and made them into bread loaves.
Bone meal bread loaves.
Some rye, usually.
Huh, yeah.
And yeah, Hazel has one of the purple worm teeth.
Would its stinger be worth anything or useful at all?
Oh, that's a good question.
Well, I've just buried it, so I'm not taking it back up.
Okay,
Sure.
fair enough.
Oh well.
I mean, probably, but I'm also kind of hoping not to tell them that the stinger got involved because they're going to want blood samples from
Oh.
Ava and myself.
Fine. Thank you.
So let's let's how about we don't mention that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And in fact, let's just pitch the tent. I've cleaned myself off of purple worm, and I know we only had breakfast recently, but I've had significant workout, and now I'm gonna make some lunch. I'm just really disappointed that it's not going to be purple worm liver because it doesn't have one.
Which is actually something they might want to know. So, hey.
I still don't know how much I want to get into that, but yeah.
How much they study them, they probably already know.
Well, you don't know if they've.
Well, we'll see what they
Anyway,
ask about.
Yeah.
And on that note, people pitch tent. LSA starts lunch, and when we come back in 2 weeks' time, we will hopefully brave the natural philosophers as little as humanly possible, and get onto the metaphorical meat of the matter. So I'll see y'all in 2 weeks' time, I guess.
Okay. Bye.